case has been outlined clearly, Ceann Comhairle. A bottom line is that the numbers speak for themselves. 96 children from the 4 existing national schools in Saggart City West will need a second level place in 2019. As Deputy O'Brien has mentioned, 5 ASD classes will need a second level school by 2020, and by 2022 568 children will need a second level place. And the answers so far are pointing to people engaging in travel of a very substantial nature that won't mean the kind of community is built that could be built here. I pay tribute to the parents who have been campaigning for this for a long period of time and have forced this on the agenda. Lots of parliamentary questions. Now we have a topical issue. They're not going to give up. They're going to continue to fight for this. They've been seeking a meeting with the Minister, and I would ask the Junior Minister that that meeting would be arranged, including so that the letters from the children can be passed over. Some of the letters, as has been mentioned, I mean, the children themselves give the answer as to why a second level school needs to be built in Citywest Saggart. Malcolm said, I want to stay part of Citywest. I want to continue to have a no uniform policy, which I understand. I can't walk long distances with asthma. The most common letter was summed up, I think it was Holly, age 6, who said, I want to stay with my friends. I want to learn with friends from my community in my own school. And the one that I thought touched me most was by Emily, who said, Mum can't afford to buy a car. Minister, has your mum got a car? The idea that these kids are going to be forced to have buses that don't exist. You'd have to effectively go into town or go into the square, then get another bus out to get to the school. Extremely difficult for people, not to mention in particular kids who have special needs. So the government, Department of Education, needs to make a decision to have a school here.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister.
Ceann Comhairle. I'm taking this on behalf of Minister Richard Bruton, who is unfortunately at a rearranged cabinet meeting. I would have liked to have been here and had anticipated that he would be here, but unfortunately he's at cabinet. I'd like to thank the deputies for raising the matters. It gives me an opportunity to set out the processes by which the Department of Education and Skills identifies and provides for school places in step with demographic trends, including in the City West and Saggart areas of County Dublin. As the deputies may be aware, in order to plan for school provision and analyse the relevant demographic data, the Department of Education and Skills divides the country into 314 school planning areas. The Department uses a Geographical Information System, or GIS, to identify where the pressure for school places across the country will arise. The GIS uses data from a range of sources, including the Central Statistics Office, Ordnance Survey Ireland, the Department of Social Protection and the Department's own databases. The Department has also engaged with all local authorities and other planning bodies in relation to any additional significant residential development which may give rise to additional demographic pressure. With this information, the Department carries out nationwide demographic exercises at primary and post-primary level to determine where additional school accommodation is needed. Where demographic data indicates that additional provision is required, the delivery of such additional provision is dependent on the particular circumstances of each case and may, depending on the circumstances, be provided through either one or a combination of the following: utilising existing unused capacity within a school or schools, extending the capacity of a school or schools, a provision of a new school or schools. For school planning purposes, the Saggart and City West areas are located within the Tala and Newcastle Rathcoole school planning areas. A new 1,000 pupil post-primary in the Kingswood area of Tala was established in September 2016 to serve the needs of students in the Tala school planning area, which includes City West. A building project for this school commenced construction in August 2017. In addition, a new 1,000 pupil post-primary school is due to be established in September 2018 in Firhouse, Oldbourne, which is adjacent to the Tala area. When fully developed, this school will provide 1,000 pupil places. National demographic exercises involving all school planning areas, including the Tala and Newcastle Rathcoole school planning areas, which will determine where new school provision will be needed from 2019, are currently ongoing, and it is anticipated that decisions based on these exercises will be announced in the coming weeks. So I'd like to thank the deputies for raising this matter, and I do understand the pressures that parents are under and kids, and acknowledge the letters that have been sent by kids to the Minister, which I obviously haven't seen. I know that areas areas of growth, such as in the Dublin area, are acutely under pressure. And you talked about commuting for 45 minutes. I know in my own rural parts of Connemara, 45 minutes would bring you a long way from my area to Clifton, which is miles away. So clearly, close proximity in city traffic is a different story entirely. I'll certainly bring your concerns to Minister Bruton. And as I said, he would have liked to have been here, so I'd like to thank Deputy Curran and Deputy Brophy, Deputy Lahart, Deputy O'Brien and Deputy Murphy in relation to this very important matter of raising it on behalf of the parents and kids. I do understand the pressures that parents are under in relation to concerns that about the availability at school places. It's something that clearly in places of high growth and in popular schools even, that parents are registering their children from a very young age. So concerns about the availability or lack of availability of school places in their own locality is something that we'll be acutely aware, and I think all deputies across the House and everybody involved in public service would be aware of that. So I certainly will bring your concern.
Thank you very much, Minister. Deputy Curran, everyone has 1 minute now.
Considerations.
Thanks. Yeah, the answer is disappointing. It's not surprising because it's the same answer that we've gotten before. It doesn't grapple with the reality, you know, of this community, of Citywest and of Saggart. Saggart, which is the fastest growing urban town in the country, up almost 50% from 2011 to now. An area where there's almost 1,785 new homes to be built, an increase in the population of 6,600 the next number of years. It doesn't deal with that. Instead, it just says, oh, the areas are located within Tala and Newcastle Rathcoole, and they kind of fall between two stools, and they're just expected to go to schools that are 5 kilometres away. So I think, you know, the department needs to engage with that reality of communities that exist in a real sense, that have primary schools, that need a secondary school, that need all the community facilities and space that go with that. And I'd echo the call for the Minister to arrange a meeting with the relevant parents.
To conclude.
Again, I'd like to thank all the deputies for their concerns, and it is recognised clearly that there is cross-party support in relation to the provision of school facilities within this area straddling 2 constituencies. I will certainly put the request to the Minister. Obviously, I cannot arrange a meeting on the Minister's behalf, but I will certainly put your request to the Minister that you would like to meet, that you would like him to meet with parents' representatives in relation to the demographic pressures and the concerns that they have in relation to school provision. Just also put on the record that I'm told the national demographic exercises involving all school planning areas at primary and post-primary level are due to be announced in the coming weeks. The Department is currently factoring into the demographic exercises critical data, including updated enrolment data and up-to-date information on additional residential developments from local authorities. And obviously, for any new major residential developments, they can have a huge impact on the demand in any school planning area. So it is important where there is where there are large developments planned that the Department would be cognisant of that and take it into account. Based on the Department's report on projections of full-time enrolment in primary and secondary level 2017 to 2035, published in July of last year, this provides the latest set of long-term projections of full enrolment in first and in primary and secondary level schools. And the report has a number of assumptions and a number of modelling based on 3 migration assumptions and 2 fertility assumptions, I'm told. And the projections are based on a slightly positive upward trend or inward migration trend from 2017 onwards, and a gradual decline in total period fertility rate in the coming years down to 1.8 by 2025 and remaining constant thereafter. Therefore, enrolments at primary level are expected to peak in the 2018 to 2019 academic year at 567,369 pupils nationwide, before beginning to decline from the 2019-2020 academic year, and at post-primary level enrolments are expected to increase until the 2025-26 academic year, and they will peak at 416,897 before beginning to decline. So I will again put your concerns and your request to Minister Bruton in relation to this matter.
Thank you very much.